So I apologize for the background noise. There is a furnace right over there running. It's very noisy. So this is the dot torture target. And dot torture itself is nothing new. This is a pistol shooting drill. This is meant to shoot 50 rounds without a time constraint, and you're working on trying to get it perfect, and then to shoot the target completely clean. And then when you can reliably do that, you move it further and further away to up the difficulty. So it's 50 rounds. Each hit in the circles is 1 point. So you get 1 point per round, right? And if you get a hit that cuts the line, that counts as a hit. If it's inside the circle, it's a hit. If it's on the white paper, it's a miss. And obviously, if it goes somewhere completely different, it's also a miss because you didn't hit the target you were aiming at. Or you failed to aim at the correct target, either way. So, the kind of the order here, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And so the first stage is 5 shots, slow fire. The second one is 5 times draw and fire once. The second stage for dots 3 and 4, draw, fire 1 round on 3, 1 round on 4. Do that 4 times. 5, you draw and fire 5 shots, strong hand only. For 6 and 7, you draw and put 2 rounds on 6 and 2 rounds on 7, 4 times. For 8, from the ready, fire 5 shots, weak hand only. And then for 9 and 10, draw, put 1 round on 9, speed reload, and put 1 round on 10. So, for the purposes of what I'm doing here, obviously this is not a range, this is my basement. So what I've done, because I cannot get out to shoot a handgun at a proper handgun range right now, or in the foreseeable future, is I've turned this into a dry fire drill. It's not actually all that different, dry fire, you just don't actually see the shots land on the target. So you really have to work at getting that sight picture and making the shot, because you're not going to actually be able to see if you missed. I wanted to go through this drill and film myself doing the drill dry with my Glock 19. I thought it would be interesting. So let's see what happens. First thing I'm going to do is check all of my magazines here, because some of these are loaded. So I need to get them cleared. Alright, that's 3 cleared magazines. So, and then we'll clear the gun. There's no magazine in the magazine well. Checking the chamber. Chamber's good. Hammer down. Okay. So, weapon's clear. Weapon's going to go in a holster. And we're going to shoot the dot torture drill dry. And after we as I go through each stage, I'll read off what I'm about to do, and then I'm just going to do it real time. This is going to take a little while. It's 50 rounds of dry practice, or 50 shots of dry practice, which means that there's going to be quite a lot of watching me rack the slide and stand here and squeeze the trigger you're not going to actually be able to see the target as I'm shooting at it, but I'll tell you what each one is as I go through to do it. So, and I'm going to start shooting this from about 3 meters or so. Once you can clean this at 3 meters, then you can back it up to 5, then to 7, then to 10, and so on, and you're just trying to make it an incremental challenge. So we're going to start with 3, and then if I feel like 3 isn't a challenge anymore, then perhaps in the future I'll go up to 5. 5 is kind of the limit in here. I can only add another couple of meters, but it's a place to start, and it's a good way to practice when you don't have a way to get to a range and you have a little bit of space. So I will be sure that I put a picture of the target for this with the video link so that you guys can see and then print out the target and do it yourselves. So and I'm doing this with my whole little gun belt rig here, because when I'm shooting my Glock, this is mostly what I'm doing this from. If you're doing this as a concealed carrier, you want to shoot this from concealment. I'm still kind of working on my concealment stuff, so I can't do this from concealment right now. But so enough rambling. Let's give it a try. So the first stage is 5 shots, slow fire on dot 1. Okay. Alright, our next stage is draw and fire 1 shot 5 times. The next stage is draw, fire 1 round on 3, 1 round on 4, 4 times. Alright, the next stage is to draw, fire 5 shots strong hand on dot 5. Alright, the next one is to draw, fire 2 rounds on 6, 2 rounds on 7, 4 times. And then finally, and then on dot 8, we have from ready, 5 shots, weak hand only. Alright, in our last stage, on dots 9 and 10, we draw, we fire 1 round on 9, speed reload, 1 round on 10. For this, I do have to put an empty magazine into the weapon so that I have something that's going to come out. So I'm going to stage my back mag forward, just because if I'm going to speed reload, the first mag pouch is where I'm going to do it from, and then I would work my way backwards. So I'm going to do all of these out of the first pouch. However, I would recommend, if you're going to do this, that you do, basically because it's 3 reps, you do from each of your mag pouches. If you only have 2, then you're going to have to replace 1, and you'll get an odd number of reps, but you want to try practicing reloading from all of your mag pouches as much as possible. So there's a lot of steps to this one, so we'll kind of go a little bit slow and break down the first part of it, and then I'll speed back up. So we're going to draw, fire 1 round on 9. The weapon would be locked back because this gun is not really all the way put together right now. The slide doesn't want to cycle because of the empty mag. So we'll just assume that for whatever reason the gun didn't lock back. It went back into battery. So we're going to do our reload by hitting the magazine release. The mag pops out. We retrieve our fresh mag, insert it into the gun, and then rack the slide or hit the slide release. Then come back forward and fire on 10. Where did my mag go? There it is. Right, speeding it up a little bit. And if you were doing this with a hot gun, obviously before you picked up your mag, you'd want to put it back in the holster. keep not thinking about it. Oh, right. It helps if the gun's cocked. And that's it for dot torture. I kind of expected that, excuse me, I'm sorry. I kind of expected that I'd do fairly well. And I think that if I had done this live, probably would have gotten like between a 45 and a 48. Quite a few of those were kind of questionable on the line. One of them I know for sure would have missed. But that's the value in this. You just keep working on it until you clean it, and then you make it harder. And you keep working on it until you clean it, and then you make it harder. Every time, reaching for that next rung on the ladder of excellence. So, I hope that this was interesting, beneficial. I try to do about a half hour of dry fire day. So 15 minutes to a half hour. Dot torture takes me somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes to do. On top of this, if I wanted to work some other stuff like a tactical reload. So I'll just do a tactical reload here. I can do that. I can do a few reps of that. Every time we do the draw for anything, we want to make sure that we get that good full draw and the full sight picture, even if we don't break a shot. So some other stuff that we can work, if we want to, we can work with, if we've got snap caps, we can work malfunction drills. We can, kind of work some other stuff, but we want to try to work this dot torture as much as we can, because these skills that we're working on with this, we're working on being able to hit what we're aiming at, we're working on drawing and getting a hit from the draw, we're working on target transitions. We're working on rapid fire and controlling the muzzle. We're working on strong hand only, weak hand only. We're working on our reloads. There's a lot of skills being worked in this drill. So we need to try and get as many reps on these skills as we can. These are the core skills. Malfunction drills are great. Guns don't malfunction that often anymore. At least modern guns don't, unless you fuck with them. The tactical reloads are nice, but that's not something that you're really going to do on a timer. That's something that you're going to do because you've got a lull in the fight. There's a gap. You have time to do it. Malfunction drills. If your gun malfunctions, if it's a double feed, it's going to take you a while to clear it. You're going to have a buddy covering you. You'll have time to get it going. These are the ones that are time sensitive, the ones that need to be done fast and accurately without fail. We need to be able to just do them. So this is a great drill. The awesome thing is that you can then take this same target, take it out to the range, and shoot it live. You shoot it with 22s, you shoot it with handguns, You can even shoot it with rifles. So you're gonna have to modify it a little bit for rifles because you can't really draw a rifle. But you know, a lot of these same concepts they apply even to a rifle. You know, can't really work this quite so much with shotguns. But you know, if you took these drill concepts and you just set up like a silhouette target and then shot the drill onto the silhouette target or on the steel, you could accomplish the same concept with a shotgun. This is a really awesome, very universal, and very applicable drill. I'm a big fan. The one thing and the one time that you show this to people and they're like, but it takes 50 rounds. Yeah, 50 rounds for a handgun is like $10. Unless it's something like 40 or 45, then it might be 15. It's one box of ammo and you get to work all of those skills. Trying to get that much skill building without this one drill is going to actually take you more ammo and be more expensive. So you go out to the range, print one of these out, go out to the range with $10, $15 of ammo, shoot the drill. So thanks, that's basically everything. I hope that this is helpful. Oh, one more thing. When you print this out, you should highly recommend printing out 2 of these, especially if you're going to shoot this at a longer range, because print on this target is really, really tiny. I can't even read it on the target from 3 meters away. My eyesight's not that great, but I can't read print that small from 3 meters away, much less further. So get a second one of these, sit it on the ground, sit it on the table next to you, something like that. Fold it up, stick it in your pocket. You got a dump pouch, open the dump pouch up, stick it in the dump pouch. The important bit here is that you have the target, that you're working on the skills, and that you are that you're following the spirit of the drill. If you can't, once you hit kind of a distance where you can't go back any further for whatever reason, you know, you've only got a 50-meter handgun range or a 25-meter handgun range, then start making the circles smaller. Don't count rounds that hit the edge. There are ways to constantly make this drill harder and harder and harder. So that's I'm going to get off my soapbox now because I'm just going to start rambling. But yeah, this awesome drill. Highly recommend it. I really do. Ciao.